This, but you can see it had a square edge at one point. So I don't know if this was a footstone or if somebody picked this up and carried it from someplace else. That's why documenting each piece is important. But there are footstones out here, and we'll take a look at an example of a footstone here in a minute. I've always loved old cemeteries. I'm a transplant from Southern California, so I don't have any family out here. And so I really love the artistry of the old monuments and things like that. So I picked up photography and started taking photographs and ran across Oakwood and saw the need for better planning. One of the things I've read in a book that really stuck with me is a cemetery is the only piece of property you sell once, but you're expected to maintain it forever. It still sees some income, but not nearly enough to maintain the mowing of 40 acres, the watering of 40 acres, maintaining the trees for 40 acres. So here's the dynamic: is how do we do that? What is the standard of care that we're willing to provide an historic resource like this without bankrupting the city? And so that's what the master plan does.
The first guy buried out here was Edward Burleson, who was Vice President of the Republic of Texas. He was second in command at the Battle of San Jacinto, actually. And then he was one of the early founders of Waterloo, which eventually became Austin. Whenever he died, the state of Texas wanted to honor Edward Burleson, so they established the state cemetery. And over time, the cemetery just kind of evolved into what you see here today. Kind of interesting story, actually, that the road that runs through the cemetery was designated a highway in the 1930s. And there is a little known federal statute that says any highway or any historic site that has a highway running through it, there's federal grant money available to renovate that cemetery. And Lieutenant Governor Bullock, he found that little clause, and so most of the money that was funded, that was used to fund the cemetery renovation was federal grant dollars.
The master plan is our roadmap that tells us where we should be going, but it's like any other trip. We're going to have to pack the car, figure out what we need, figure out how much fuel and everything else, and take off and do the best we can.